Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am PANCZASU and welcome back to my Cravers tutorial slash playthrough. I have actually been a very good boy and I decided to wait for your input and feedback regarding the audio settings, and it seems like you said that they were for the most part fine. I however was slightly dissatisfied with my voice's quality, as in my microphone's quality. So I decided to slightly tone down my voice. So if I sound too quiet in this video, please let me know and I'll put it back up. But basically, I think I'm reaching the limits of the quality I can get out of my current microphone. It is not the newest, but it's not the problem. It never was really the high-end kind of microphone. I got it when I started treating my hobby a little bit more seriously, but it wasn't, you know, a really high-quality kind of gear. Like, it's a USB microphone, for crying out loud. It's the best kind of USB microphone, but still a USB microphone. These tend to not be the best. Anyway, with that out of the way, let's focus on the gameplay. So, the first thing I noticed when I loaded into this save file is, well, hello there. That's what I noticed. A fleet of the Unfallen who are reaching Warden with potentially murderous intent. I don't know what makes me say that they may have murderous intent. It's just something about this fleet that strikes me as I wanna kill you. So yeah, they all, as you can see, have also decided to update their blueprints in order to quote-unquote counter me, which, you know, I've already talked a lot about in previous videos, so I don't think there's any need to elaborate. But I do have high hopes that AI will improve their blueprints in the future, and I'm not gonna say anything more. Anyway, with that out of the way, I have now noticed that there is a threat heading towards Warden. Do I really particularly care? Actually, not really. Even if the enemy takes over Warden, that would be slightly annoying, but not actually very annoying. Also, have I actually done anything with my... Oh wow, okay. I just realized I never actually touched my trading company. That's somewhat embarrassing, and by somewhat I mean really embarrassing. Because, you know, trading company is there, sure, and it started leveling up, which is, okay, also nice, but it would be even better if it actually had any ships at its disposal, especially since I actually want to have as much of this of Red Sang as humanly possible generated, so I'll definitely need to have some extra fighters, which will also increase my science gain. I don't particularly care about dust gain, sure, it's nice, and you know, just for the sake of lore or whatever, I'm gonna add one extra fighter for dust treatment, but I mostly care about luxuries and science, but mostly luxuries. This is the reason why I have this trading company in the first place, because science, 12 science, I mean, it is 12 science, but it is also only 12 science, if you know what I mean. Also, I know I have access to level 3 modernization, but the thing is, I still only have access to 2 luxury resources that I can currently generate, and I don't want to just fuel level 3 modernization with those, especially since Red Sang is already in high demand, so in practice I wouldn't be able to get enough of it to really get good, to really be able to afford level 3 modernization everywhere, which is supposed to be what I'm supposed to want. If that sentence made any sense, question mark? I don't think it did, but I tried my best. Regardless, so what am I going to do now? Well, I look at a scout ship. I still will try to send it to the center of the galaxy if possible, because I do need to start finding other empire. Oh man, I just remembered something from way back when. Do you remember Sophons? I remember Sophons. I met them somehow. I didn't even know how or when. They threatened me several times, but we never actually declared war on them. Neither have they declared war on us. Why? Because I can give myself extra approval! They're not even going to strike back or do anything nasty from me declaring war on them, because, I mean, where on earth are they? I don't know where they are, they don't know where, I mean, they probably do know where I am, but regardless, this should increase my approval quite decently. And as you can see, well, some people, looks like they definitely had lower approval than before. Now, no. Let's try and say this sentence again. It looks like some systems definitely had lower approval in the past than they have now based on the odd numbers. Anyway, with that out of the way, there's another thing I remembered I wanted to do at the end of last video, and that being the fact that I wanted to move the Voliani out of the system into another, but I can just set this up to happen right now, because I do want to breed the Voliani. They are very good at pretty much everything, and I don't particularly care about lower food or rather higher food consumption, to be entirely honest. In fact, sometimes it can be used, you know, strategically in order to, you know, slow down the growth. But I mean, obviously that's not really all that appealing. But anyway, I'm going to send those guys all the way to, what was the nicest thing called? Hold on a second. Delphinus. Alright, this is the first time in this series I've forgotten a system's name. Usually I had surprisingly, like, good going when it comes to remembering the ship's name, not ships, systems names, to be entirely frankly honest, which surprised me. I usually forget them much more easily. But since I'm not right now, this is why I'm not renaming them. Anyway, so, yeah, I declared war. They were sneaky apparently. I didn't check why. I kinda wish I did, but I don't really care. Battle I'm going to deal with once my throat is in a worse state, so I can drink my tea while watching battle. People are sucking population out of lupus, whatever. It's all like I care about people, right? Those people, they are so funny. They just live and breathe and die. It's hilarious. Anyway, so let's think about it for a second. Or rather, let's not think and just start queuing things up. So, a Ruger here, alright, good. Yupire, I suppose. And I suppose I do also want to start colonizing those planets now, since, you know, I'm not quite there yet, but I'm slowly reaching a point where first ashes is going to be depleted, and I'm running out of space over here, and having access to lava is, well, it would be a lava planet after all. What can you say against that exactly? And alright. Sorry, I just got a text message from my internet provider saying that, well, due to bad weather, you may not have internet. And I look outside, it's sunny, and I do not see a single cloud on the horizon. So yeah, good on you, internet provider. I don't know why they sent that. Anyway, thankfully I don't need... wait, I do need internet to upload this video. I hope they just sent this message as a mistake. I really do. I really do. Anyway, let's see. I don't care about Ether on this system. That would be stupid to make it over there, even though I could make it quite quickly. And, you know, prevent any AI from having access to it, which is also nice, I suppose. Now, toxic planets are something I kind of want to colonize at some point, but for the time being, I'll probably need the extra ships. So, let's do a few things. I know I was waiting to intercept this guy, but he's just a scout. He's not gonna sit there and suck my population dry. He's just gonna move on, and I don't particularly care about it moving on. Like, I could just sit here and snap it and eat it, but is there any valid reason for me to do so? I mean, yes, extra resources, extra income, a bit of it, but I would rather just prepare my fleet for fight. Now, I was waiting for it, if I remember correctly, to replenish its ground armies, and indeed, yeah, they are quite slow at that, so I'll need to keep them here for a while and just let them recharge. How am I doing this of manpower? I'm going to spend a lot of it, but it's still going to be mostly fine. Can I upgrade? No, of course not, because I don't have antimatter. Sorry, it's been a while since the last video, so sometimes I forget about some of my things that I did in the past, which is why sometimes I also have those best of occasion remembrance when I do remember things. Also, do I want to start exploiting this ash plant right away? I don't think I do. Let's move those guys like so, and in fact I can keep this ash plant forever fertile. And maybe I won't do that. I probably will at some point move my Craver population onto it to eat it, but I don't need to do that right now. For the time being, I can just keep those guys away from being enslaved, as in increasing my system approval, although it's ecstatic right now, and also keep this plant fresh for later. I will snack on it if I need to, but right now I don't need to. And as much as geoindustrial plants is tempting, there are not that many things I actually need to make right now, as in construct. So I might as well go for a spin project. And in fact, before I do that, just to prove the point, I'll just go for extra dust generation, because why would I care about anything? Actually, I'll tell you why. Because I need to find out what's in the center of the galaxy. I need to see if there's any antimatter in there, or adamantium, or both, preferably. And then I need to also see the enemy systems, wherever they are. They're probably over here-ish, because of the shape of the galaxy. Actually, they might be here-ish, but I see there's a lot of lonely systems in there. Oh, hey there, but there is an enemy right here. Anyway, what I mean to say is, remember how I said that at some point, I do believe I mentioned the victory conditions I'm gonna go for, and saying that Cravers are best at science and supremacy. Well, and I also said that science is kind of boring, and it will possibly need to go for it in some other playthrough of mine, so I'm going to try to go for supremacy. And I needed to teach you how to snipe enemy capitals, right? This is what I'm going to start doing now. It's still quite far away from 1090, which is more or less death clock. But it's about time to start preparing for winning the game, because, you know, finding the systems is just the first step. Then you actually need to take them over, destroy them, devastate them, eat all of the citizens, and be content. So, with that in mind, we need to start preparing our scouts. Unfortunately, Cravers scouts are not the best. I mean, Cravers ships are generally really good, so you do need to have to strike a balance, but I don't really need improved probes anymore, because I do have access to wormholes. I can just have warp drives and use them to actually go to wherever I need. Keep in mind that, again, unfortunately, I don't have any direct connection from my territory, my constellation, into the center of the galaxy. I actually need to go all the way to the Vodiani territory, which is fine. I'm going to conquer Vodiani sooner or later anyway, so that's not necessarily a problem, but I will need to make a bunch of those scout ships and set them into the middle of the galaxy at my nearest convenience. That was completely the wrong grammar, but whatever. Now, another thing is the research that I need to go for next. Now, there are a few things in the military tree that I could go for, such as universal aerodynamics, but right now I already have a decent amount of command points, and even when I have small fleets, I still devastate the enemy. So keeping that in mind, I don't think I need any of those things, because I'm still doing extremely well against literally everybody I encounter. I am, however, tempted to go for improved fleet management, for the simple reason that it allows me to go for additional manpower, which may help me quite a big deal at conquering the enemy systems. The problem with that is that it's redundant technology, and you really should try to avoid those if necessary. So before I decide if I really want to go for improved fleet management, which again I don't really want to go for, I will check if my fleets by themselves are good enough to invade, for example, the Unfallen Homeworld, which will be a good testing ground for the future conquests, because it will be more or less what I could expect on other systems. In fact, the Unfallen Homeworld will be the most difficult to conquer, most likely, because of the Guardian presence. Keep in mind, Guardians are kind of ferocious defenders, so what do I want to go for? There's the ability to colonize toxics, and also the booster program, which I will need to go for at some point. In fact, I'm very close to getting to that point, so I definitely need to keep that in mind. I don't need to go for that yet. I don't believe I have any outposts in the making just now, but I don't need to keep that in mind. Couple warp methods are important though, because one, eco habitats, extremely useful in my opinion, especially in our situation. We have access to a lot of ash and lava plants, and I do want them to be able to house more population, which will be quite useful if I may say so myself. Additionally, I believe some of our newer or future conquests have moons. I do vaguely remember finding those, so, you know, extra, just a flat bonus to science and deaths per moon is going to be quite nice and decent, so I am kind of interested in that. But I also need to be able to harvest antimatter, and just grabbing this thing alone is going to take me quite some time. So I will go for that as quickly as possible, because at some point I will have access to antimatter. But before I do though, I will go for hybrid PACs, because I will try to conquer some more systems, and being able to colonize toxic planets will help me, because I do remember having a few of those as well. Compact warp methods are awesome. I don't think I need those, because I don't think there are systems, yeah, pretty much all systems still have plenty of spots left open for my population, so this is not a priority. Gamma absorption is going to be next though, no questions, no doubt about it. And now I can focus on mutations. So dear mutation, I'm going to fuel up my attack fleet, and yeah, I can only fit one extra ship to it, so I guess that's just going to be a single slicer then. And you know what, I think I'm just going to add in a bunch of extras afterwards, just to send them again to Eris here, and make it as powerful as humanly possible. So alright, I can only make 3 in a single turn. That's kind of lame, so let's go to my laws, get rid of Brains over Bucks, which is going to slow my technology somewhat, which is not ideal, but whatever. For 110 I can do that, because I don't want to hurry it up a little. Let's go for lower fleet costs for just A10. And let's see, this improved my situation somewhat. Yeah, I can make a few more ships in a single turn, which is lovely. So you do that, mutation. Meanwhile, Trireme is probably going to work on my scouts, because Trireme is closer to the wormholes, and I'll send my scouts through wormholes after all. Alrighty then, but with that out of the way, I think it's about time we actually watch a battle for ourselves. Now the enemy has quite a few ships, but I do believe this battle is going to be quite easy for us. I mean, again, the enemy is countering me, but I also am somewhat countering them by going for hull plating. And I'm not sure if I said this before or not. I know I wanted to, but I don't know if I did. But again, in order to counter missiles, you don't actually need to use flak. I mean, the armor is doing very well for itself as well. So this is something just to keep in mind. Alrighty then. So, let me drink some tea as we watch that, because I don't know why, but usually this is kind of bad for my hobby, I suppose, because my hobby is about talking, but usually whenever I start making those videos, within just a few minutes of me starting those very videos, my throat becomes completely dehydrated and I can barely speak. I don't know why this exactly happens. Maybe it's just because I don't speak frequently enough or something. Because, I mean, why else would that happen? I don't really know. I don't really particularly care either, actually. I do care, because it is annoying. But, the point is, I need to drink this tea in order to moisturize myself. Not in the way that you think. I was talking about throat and the inside of the throat. That also sounds wrong. Let's just drink the tea then, shall we? Now this is surprising. I'm talking about the tea, by the way, because the battle is not at all surprising. I'm devastating the enemy fleet because, like I said, we're both countering each other, but I just have way better equipment, so it doesn't matter that the enemy is somewhat countering me, because I am countering them so much better. Anyway, let me drink some more, because this is very interesting. I like this tea a lot. So, what I'm drinking is green tea, actually. But it said when I was buying it that it will have this faint chocolate hint in the aftertaste. And like when you just drink it, you don't necessarily feel that. But after you're done taking your sip and you start feeling the aftertaste, I can definitely do. Wow, good English, bro. I can definitely feel this hint of chocolate, which is very interesting, and I imagine quite good for my throat. I mean, I don't know. Again, it is still tea, but tea is better than water, and it does decently for my throat. So anyway, I actually feel kind of nice right now, which is good. Kind of hot as well, because unfortunately I'm drinking hot tea during a hot day and I cannot even run my AC because you would hear that in the background. Right now the only thing you can hear is the water from outside, since I again have my windows open. Otherwise I would die out of heat stroke probably. Anyway, the battle went really well. I actually wanted to see the stats, the post-battle stats, and I didn't. So let's go ahead and select everybody and declare a battle on the enemy. We're not going to watch that, even though, yeah, it's fairly similar to the last battle, and it's going to go similarly as well. I just am going to make sure that my ships are set up in a sensible way, and they are protected by the big, bulky Reaper ship. And I don't care about the fact that I'm sacrificing the bonus I would get from having extra flotillas. In fact, I am giving the enemy the bonus. However, since they are doing so little damage to me, I don't care about the bonus. I just want all of my attack ships to be guarded by the Reaper ship. So, let's go ahead and fight, and let's see how that goes. It went extremely well, as it always did. Reaper ship looks like it took no damage, so that didn't work out. The enemy actually targeted my other ships, which is strange, surprising, and annoying, but whatever. But, oh, and this is what I was expecting somewhat. So as you can see, the main source of damage that I actually dealt was not from my beam weapons, but rather from my missile weapons. But this is the result of that is simply because the AI was too dumb to prepare their fleets for the fact that, well, I may not just use exclusively energy weapons. And it was punished I can't speak today. It was really punished very punishingly for actually not running anything that would lower the amount of damage they would deal with their hull plating, because as you can see they actually had no hull plating whatsoever. They had some shields which helped them with the laser weapons, sure, but either way, those missiles, because they are not countered at all, clearly did a number of them. So this is why AI needs to think a little bit more about everything. Alrighty then. About their setup, and just running one thing across the entire fleet is not the smartest decision ever. Even when technically speaking should counter, because they do counter me again, but I also counter them in a better way. And have better equipment. Alright. Now I could go to Ibala, and in fact I could go to Oyad as well and just start conquering it. How much movement do I have? You know what I'm going to do? I'm really curious when this action is going to revive, but what I just realized, remember that the Vodini actually had Deco colonized? They had an airship there, a functioning airship, and they don't anymore. Why? Because my guess is that the AI decided to move the airship over to Yubela. Or maybe to Alyov or somewhere else entirely. Either way, they suddenly decided to move it, otherwise they would still have Deco, and AI rarely does move its airships. So, since I cannot see it over here, and I figured they moved it in the past, maybe, maybe not, I think it's on the way to Yubela. So, I want to reach it and potentially invade it before the enemy actually puts anybody around the airship to protect it. So I am going to start moving now and hopefully... Oh, there we go! Yeah, I was right! I was completely right, there it is. So that's nice. And it looks like it doesn't have any kind of... Actually, it does have an escort of a hero ship, which is a problem. But I am assuming he's gonna go somewhere else as soon as the airship deploys. Oh yeah, because he's a governor. Yeah, he is actually being a governor. Alrighty then. So, let's see. What I do want of this system now. AI labor and interplanetary planet transport, whatever it's called. Yeah, those will be useful, as will be the spin product. I don't need the spin product on those plants, mind you, but I'll just queue it up for the future, I suppose. And let's have one spin project ready as quickly as possible, because again, making sure that I have as much influence as possible is quite important, if you don't mind me saying so. Alright, I can get rid of hostile fauna. I may want to do that. What does it do exactly? It lower science and approval, which is nice. But then again, this plant is about to be depleted. Let's use up the depletion points as much as possible with as much of Craver population as possible for the time being. Well, it's still doable. Gas giant, I'll happily numb on. In fact, I'll probably move in the other two Cravers in the gas giant since it can sustain people for longer. Maybe I'll just put in one horse. I'm in there for good measure as well. Then again, now let's have all of the Cravers here, and then I'll have another Craver spawn on Trireme 3 so that all of the plants will be eaten nicely. Also, this place needs a spin project, thank you very much. And after we're done with that, you don't really need food. What you need is scavengers to explore things. And in fact, I'll resign from aggressive fauna for a second. 5 scavengers is more than enough for the time being, so I'll just deal with that and queue up cleaning of the aggressive fauna. And we're good for the time being. Man, it's been 22 minutes, over 22 minutes, and I did 110. Holy balls, I need to speed this up a little. Then again, like I said, I did have a break between the last video and this one, so yeah, I may be a bit rusty, maybe I'm not doing things as quickly as I could. And also, holy balls, what I needed to do last time, but I didn't, was use Chain Gang program, because I'm really low on the manpower generation. In fact, I kind of ran out of it. So, political survey, again useless, population gained in a bunch of places, and my governor is more governy. Which is nice. Actually, hold on. Yeah, no, I don't need that right now, and I believe we're good. So, let's see. The airship, is it defended? It's not! Awesome! Alright, let's invade the airship, and we should actually... Are we able to take it over instantly? I think we might be. Let's try and do that, because if we can do it... Okay, we didn't manage to do that, but we almost did. Alright, that's good. The enemy went for protect system as well, so we only lost 4 tanks. The enemy is almost dead, which is extremely nice. If I can take over Ieta, Ibera, it's not Ieta, I don't know why I said Ieta, then I'll actually have source of antimatter, which will be amazing. This is what I wanted for so long. A new Tristan discovered... Oh, okay, that was unexpected. Oh, it will be a long time before I can get influence over it anyway, so I don't suppose it matters all that much. And oh! So, the N4 decided not to capture the completely undefended water system and instead are going for mutation. Which is fine by me, mind you, because mutation will keep producing extra warships even after I send my cannon warships over to Erasir, which I do want to take over so the enemy doesn't have a foothold nearby. And then I'll probably head over straight to Ibany. So, let's have a quick look, see, I cannot wait a second. Yes, I can merge those two fleets. In fact, I can also add a slicer and exchange a budget ship for another slicer, so that this fleet is as possible as humanly powerful, is what I meant to say. Actually, it's not what I meant to say, it's what my brain tried to say, and it succeeded, I suppose, because I did say it in the end. But obviously, as I can hear today, I'm not doing so well with talking. Not at all. Maybe I should actually cut this video short just because of how badly I'm failing right now. Anyway, how much manpower do you have right now? 77%, which is 83 tanks. 83 tanks is quite a lot, but I may want to leave... Actually, I can check individually which slices are lacking tanks and exchange them for the slices that already have tanks in order to make sure that I maximize the amount of ground power. So, okay, 3 slices exchanged. So let's find the slices that do have their stock full of tanks. That's nice. And then those are the ships that I just have gotten rid of. So alright, let's add one ship with just a few tanks in. And this fleet is almost stock full of tanks. 100 tanks. This hopefully will be enough to easily conquer Alaska, and if not, then this will be valuable lessons for us that the current fleet composition is not good enough for invasion. Again, I don't have any ships dedicated for invasion in this fleet. This is just a test to see if my regular war machine is good enough to just capture the enemy systems by itself, which would be very nice, mind you, if that were the case. Alright, let's queue up some repairs. Let's actually queue up the colonization project for the toxic planet, which will be quite important, mind you, especially since I am depleting those planets relatively quickly. It's 9/10, it's still quite a lot of time, but I still should keep that in mind. Let's see, I can make this trade network a bit better, which I certainly will. Again, more luxury resource generation is important. And lower fleet costs no longer are of particular importance to me. Them is amazing, but it's also extraordinarily expensive, so let's not do anything of the sort. Let's go for brains over backs for the time being, and I'm still adding dust because of multiple reasons. Alright then, this is our trade network. Not very impressive right now, mind you, but we're going to work on expanding it to Ibani, for example, and maybe to Oyad. Or the Oyad, well, it would give us some extra red tanks, so yeah, I'll probably try to expand it, maybe to Varen actually, since it would make it quite long indeed, and still go through Oyad. And again, give me also access to Gold Summer, which, if I remember correctly, is not actually very good of the straight luxury resource, but maybe I want it anyway, maybe, I don't know yet. Alright then. Anyway, a bunch of scout ships, let's have them all separated, and I don't think I'm going to micromanage them because there's barely any reason to do that. I'm just going to select them all. I cannot select them all, I'll just individually tell them to go ahead and scout things. And there are no nodes to discover now? Oh, come on, you're a liar. So start going this way, and soon enough you will see that there are plenty of nodes to discover, I bet. Alrighty then, so everybody's going somewhere, all of my scout ships have their things queued up. So this will be nice, they will be able to do things. Is there anything else for this particular turn? Delphinus actually needs orders, which is important. What was that standing over there that I just saw? I don't know. Alright, planets are depleting. This planet is not depleting fast enough. I want to eat it. I want to have more industry production. Actually, do I? I don't really, to be entirely honest, but whatever. At the worst case scenario, I'll save the depletion points on the lava planet, which will be used for maybe late game fleet construction. Maybe. We'll see. Anyway, Spin Project. I don't actually care about that. Chain Gang program might be a thing I am interested in, however. Exotic rations, certainly not, and extra ships. Well, I'm out of Hyperium actually, so I could make budget ships and just use them for invasion, which I will do. In fact, I'm going to queue them up, which is going to be nice and easy. Somebody's calling me. I don't know the number, and I'm in the middle of recording. So guess what? I'm not going to answer that phone. Alrighty then. So I believe we're done. Let's go ahead and end the turn. I don't wonder what it is. Kind of. But whatever, I don't like when people call me as I'm using cell phone, unless they are my friends, and even then I don't necessarily like when they call me. Actually, the only person I do like when they call me, there are two people like it, my mom and my girlfriend, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, I just don't like phones in general. So let's see, that's the Blitz, let's hope that I do well on that. And did we do it? Yes! Alright! This is absolutely amazing. Perfect. This is what I was waiting for. So, even though we don't actually have arid colonization... Do we? I don't think we do. And we don't. Wait, arid. Yes, we don't have arid colonization. Because the enemy actually was hovering over the system and they colonized this planet, I have now taken over this planet easily by conquering the Archship, which is amazing. Or as May would say, amazing! Or whatever, I cannot mimic her voice, I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry, you're probably really happy that I cannot. Anyway, let's send in another person to host, another Vodiani, make sure they breed as well as they can. You better... let's keep those guys here. In fact, well, the problem is one of them is about to starve, but there isn't much I can do about it, and this place doesn't even have the level 2 modernization, so yeah, there's no way for me to save them. I'll go for modernization first, because this gives me more food than drone networks does, and drone networks, yeah, it's awesome, but there are limits to the awesomeness. And then I cube up the other things. I can speed up the production of those other things, and I'll in fact speed up the drone networks alone. This will be good enough, I suppose. Speed product is going to be necessary at some point, but I can go for it before the Xeno industrial infrastructure. And I believe we're good to go for the time being. This is a really cool planet, I might have to say. A huge ash planet with Antonov rings. It looks awesome, and it looks awesome. And I like when things look awesome. Alrighty then, I did click on something I didn't mean to click on, but whatever. Those guys now like me, which is very surprising, mind you. I don't exactly know why. I still don't know why. I should probably just ask the developers, which I'm surprised I didn't think to ask them about it before. But well, I didn't, so there's that. Those are my scout ships. I was first got surprised about the giant fleet going past me, but whatever. Alright, volume ships. I'm going to murder them because, hey, I can. And again, why is the slicer? I mean, I know why the slicer is in the upper row. The AI thinks that I need to have the flotilla advantage. I really don't. I'd rather them be predicted by my other ships. Alright, the enemy has retreated. That's fine. Let's go ahead and start going towards Oyad as well. Actually, how many tanks do I have? 47. It may be a pain for conquest, but nevertheless... Now, you know what? This ship has a lot of movement. And I'll be able to get into tennis. I'll let it restock on its tanks for a while, just to make sure I'm topped up and ready to invade. This will be important. Trireme, dear sir, what do you want? What do you need? I don't particularly know yet, so wait until I see on the other systems what the situation is. So I've got a bunch of ships. I'm going to have them defend mutation since the enemy is going that way, but they're actually very slow at that, so maybe I don't need to worry about it too much. A fleet that I can murder. What can they use it? Oh, light ship and fire ship. Should we watch that? Maybe it's some other time. They have a very small fleet after all, and I'm mostly just concerned with saving time. But again, same problem as last time. Those Reaper ships, they are meant to protect the rest of my fleet, so let's make sure that they are actually doing that. I can leave my hero in the bottom fleet. Sure, he's mostly long-reach ship anyway, and even if he's not protected, first of all, the bottom line is what you rarely need to protect, because the enemy rarely can even fire on it, unless they also have a bottom line, in which case it's a bit different, but they don't right now. So I'll just leave the hero as is right now. I can also go for influential action now that I think about it. But I think I am actually gaining influence. I don't really need to do that. And I care more about territory and preserving my fleet's HP. So let's go ahead and do that. Alrighty then. Attack successful and... Okay. All of this for nothing game. He just decided to run away. That's fine. Also, why... Okay. For a second I thought I cannot invade because the button was in the other position than expected. Because I forgot that I gave my hero access to probes. Alrighty then, let's start the invasion. I will soften the enemy up a little bit with preemptive bombing. See what they're going to use as a defensive tactic. Protect system, alright, that's fine. They took out 4 of my tanks, which is kind of nasty, but also kind of what I expected, I suppose. Let's continue the fight. Since, again, they probably have a Guardian over there, and those Guardians can deal a lot of damage. Actually, how much HP do tanks have? I sort of forgot. Over 200. So yeah, a single Guardian cannot even kill one tank, but nevertheless it can almost kill one tank, which will explain why I lost 4 of them and not just basically none. Alright, mutation, you're working on slices and repairs, so that's all good. Let's see, I'll resign from 1 repair and make sure I can actually, instead of making those budgets, I mean I don't need chain gang program on this system, it actually needs to have as much population as possible. You will, however, make me some extra slices while you can, and then go for chain gang program. No. No, still no. But I can make some extra budget ships. Oh, not anymore. Oh wow, I ran out of titanium? That was unexpected. I need to work on my titanium income apparently, which is, just as I said, unexpected. So there is that. Also, toxic plant is not colonizable. We'll colonize it in a moment because the system is rapidly getting depleted, and once it becomes completely depleted, I'll just migrate some of its population into other systems because, you know, starports are, I think, they're very useful for your Craver empires. Alright, a scavenger here. I'm just going to send it further downwards because I need to... Oh wow! I never noticed this system. What does it have? It has an... That's a really good system, huh? I mean, it's not amazing, but it's really good. I'll probably try to grab it at some point in late game to fuel my economy, because I will need that. This is the advantage of being Cravers, because yeah, if you stop in one place, you stagnate and you die out, so you need to constantly expand, but at the same time, there are those nice little systems hidden away somewhere that you can stumble upon, which will fuel up your economy in late game, and because you can just use star pods to suddenly move 20 Cravers over to those newly discovered systems, and add your hero that would easily deplete them, it would be like, oh hey, in one turn you get 200,000 science, how did you do that? And it's like, well, I'm a Craver, I can do that. It's not optimal strategy, of course, because, you know, it's not cost efficient, but not cost efficient, it's just not efficient. Cost doesn't have anything to do with it. But anyway, you can do that, which is hilarious, if I may say so. Alright, LSC, I think I should be able to blitz it now, hopefully. No, I was not able to do that. Why not? I just was not able to, which is annoying. Oh well. So you should... You bastard! I really... Oh, I'm angry. Oh, I am really angry. That was a really cool population that I lost. I'm not very angry though. And whatever, I suppose it happens. I'm going to send those guys to Ubella now. The people that I lost, I mean. So, host. I think host will have a bunch of these. Let's see, how many? I have 5. Alright, let's send in one of those guys. From which planet? It doesn't particularly matter. Let's say I'm going to send in... Actually, oh, no, it was Pulses that I lost. Oh, so that's okay. For a second I thought I lost Tikanan, which I wanted to keep. And instead I lost a Pulses, which I got from my friendly faction that, again, I don't know why it's friendly. Alright, so what I'm going to do is send in Haroshem, a Tikanan in reverse order, and, well, a Tikanan and a Pulsos. So when a Haroshem, Tikanan and Pulsos walks into a bar, what happens then? Well, we're about to see that, because I'm going to send them into my newly conquered system of, I don't remember the name of it. I remember it had antimatter, which is important. Oh, but it doesn't show you that. Let's check it. It was Ibella. Alright, then I'm going to send it to Ibella, because Ibella was basically empty, and I want it to be a good place for, you know, breeding my mana populations, especially since, you know, the reason why I'm trying to breed them, aside from, you know, not depleting my plants too quickly, is also because they can actually give you good bonuses. Like, I'm not even talking about these effects that increase your, for example, mana power generation, which is amazing, but I'm also talking about the fact that, hey, this thing can improve even further. Like, you can unlock extra stuff, which is, you know, all in all, a good thing to have. And those 3 mana populations, I believe I can go... Oh, actually, not Killgirls, I meant Pulses. What do Pulses give you at the end? I don't... Oh, Pulses Law. I actually never looked at it, I'll be honest with you, so I don't know what it does. But this thing is really useful. This is why I want Pulses in every place you can get them in, because just having Pulses is going to make your system that much better. So yeah, I do want to breed my people. Alright, then Essa, you need a chain gang program, nice and easy. I found actual Kagura somewhere. I don't particularly care. I found the Academy as well. Nice. And, oh, the Academy also has a Dementian, which is rather nice, if I say so myself. So, where is the Dementian? On steps. I cannot colonize steps, though. I may research this technology just to get extra Dementian. I'm not sure if I will need to, but I might need to. What kind of... how much is that? How much adamantine is there on the system? It's a poorly positive one. It's not worth it. Maybe it will be worth it, but I don't think it is right now. Alright, you just say you can explore curiosities. And you can also check things in the middle of the galaxy. So send 1 probe in and explore curiosity over here as well. On my colonized monsoon planet, because that would be nice. Check what's in there, nice and easy. And it's Transvine. And militarists are boosted again and sleep for the time being. And you just say you keep exploring, nice and easy. Why are you going there? Oh no, you're going there, okay, I thought it's going back for some reason, which I wouldn't understand at all. Alright, so this system, it has a bunch, and by a bunch I mean a lot of Cravers, which is not exactly ideal actually. So I want to prepare a colony ship, and I want to send in some manufacturing over. There. So this place doesn't have a starport yet, but mutation should have. And does it have a pulsars? No, but it does have a Kagura's. So I might as well sell the Cravers. I won't care too much if I lose that guy either. And I'm going to send it all the way to... What's this system called again? I'm starting up problems remembering them. Wardan, that's how it's called. Alrighty then. You go to Wardan and populate over there and should be lovely. So, with that out of the way, Delphinus is doing just fine creating me a fleet. So, good job on you for doing that. And what else do you need to do right now? Right now, actually, I think I am actually going to go for public-private partnerships for a while because I don't need more ships. At least I don't think I do. I'm going to send in those guys. How many tanks do you have? I will let them wait for a while and restock on tanks. Actually, I'll let them do that in mutation. No, I keep them here because I may want to send it to Virak, or whatever it's called. It's Virak, isn't it? So let's keep them like so. Let's see here. Slicer ready to stay in mutation, that's good. And we can end the 10. And I'm actually going to end this video right here. Reason being, the English today is being absolutely awful. I cannot speak properly at all. I don't remember the last time I made this many errors. Those things do happen to me every now and again, and today is just not a day when I should record. I mean, maybe later today I'll try again. But for the time being, I need to end this. Besides, it's 41 minutes again, long enough. And I did very little today as well, as in 10-wise. So I believe it's good to call it a day right now. Ladies and gentlemen, it was PANCZASU, also known as the Mighty Mix Bomber. We started preparing to discover other places in the universe. Ooh, and another place of adamantium. And really good adamantium income as well. And Tikkanans, which is even better. I like... Oh, it's an arid. Of course it's an arid. Everything important is on arid planets. Whatever. Doesn't matter in the slightest. Doesn't matter. For the time being, thank you very much for watching. And next video, we're going to try and eradicate the Vodiani. Or at least take over the systems, maybe Varan as well. Check out what's in the middle of the universe. Declare war on everybody who's fine. You know, the usual Cravers stuff. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you online.